I'm gonna try to bang out all of the mechanics that we want to have for the demo. Right now, I'm thinking that we're gonna add like some sort of moving block that the player could. Actually, we already have a moving block, but I don't know how the slide state's gonna work on all of them. Mainly because I think when we're in our slide state, we lock our player on the x-axis. So I'll probably have to rewrite the slide state, or I was also thinking that we could kind of hack it in a way where like we could add like a hitbox to the player or to the moving block, and if the player is in the slide state and like let's say they're in this hitbox here, they could just we'll just have the the block move the player. It would be kind of a hack because it wouldn't be the player like manipulating their own position, but it could also work. We'll see. So what's going on here? Let me see if we have any sprite to mess around with. Honestly, I probably just will make another one right now. Hey, how's it going, Juho? Oh, I just realized. Wait. Oh no, we're good. I thought maybe you couldn't hear my music. Oh, actually, I think my music might be too loud. Yeah, it probably is too loud. Yeah, I did get a haircut. I visited my family up in Florida or down in Florida. So yeah, that's why I wasn't too active. But I think it's also nice that I took a little break. I kind of know what I want to do now with the game, and as you can tell from the title, I'm like trying to make a bunch of mechanics or like fill in some of the mechanics that I wanted in the game. They're probably gonna be like pretty basic in terms of like how polished they are, um, at least right now, and then we'll work on them as we go. Thanks, man. Yeah, I did have some crazy hair uh, before that. Um, okay, so we added the moving box, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's make a new scene. We'll make this a kinematic body. Oh, you guys can't see. Crap. There we go. Yeah, yep. I'm hoping. We're also working on. Uh, it was my birthday recently, and this is like the year that I want to like actually like get like shit done, if that makes sense. Excuse my language, but yeah, like I want to really finish or bang out this game, and then like I'm trying to work on it like 8 hours a day. I might burn out, but we'll see how it goes. Um, I have like a whole schedule set up. There's a you might have heard of like the I think it's either I mean I've heard of it before, the Pomodoro. Is it Pomodoro or Pomodoro? Yeah, Pomodoro. It's like dividing your work into different sections. So like you'll only work for 2 hours, take a break, then do another 2 hours, and yeah, and so on. So I'm gonna hopefully divide my day into 3 days. I feel like that'd be the best. So hopefully I'll be 3 times more productive every day. But yeah, I am doing other projects now, so we'll see how it goes. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, collision shape. Yeah, thank you. It's nothing I'm excited for. This is the first time where I'm like, I don't want to say upset that I'm getting older, but it's like, it starts hitting you. You're like, damn, I'm already, I'm not a kid anymore, and it's kind of scary because like, your responsibilities increase. Not to, I don't think I have too many responsibilities, but still, like, you gotta like, kind of pick up the pace now. And so yeah, that's why I'm like working on this game a lot. Well, I want to work on this game a lot more because if this doesn't work out, I gotta pursue something else. Let's do there's objects. Or is it scenes? Yeah, here. Let's save it here. Oh, I wanted to say something. I forgot. So we'll keep it like this, and basically, honestly, I don't know if we want to rewrite the player slide mechanic, because like right now, if you're in the slide state or the wall slide state, like if we're hanging onto this wall, um, we would be locked in the X position, so we would never actually move. But what we're gonna do is hopefully maybe in the code for this box, we'll say, hey, just move the player. Um, this might seem like a hack, or honestly, it might work because we want the player to follow the physics of this box. So like if this box is like moving all around in circles and stuff, it'd be hard for our player to just like lock onto that wall. But we'll see. There is also some lag when it comes to like moving two objects simultaneously. I've had this issue in the past. Locking the player on the x-axis seems to be fine, but the y-axis always seems to like. There's always this delay. I don't know if they maybe fixed it with Godot 3.5. It's been an issue for a while, and I don't know if they're gonna fix it or what, but we'll see. And it wouldn't be an issue for other games, but because we're trying to make our game pixel perfect, that's what makes it an issue. So we'll see. But all we're going to do is... Oh, this collision shape is actually going to be default, like this. And then what we're going to do is add an area. Oh, and you mentioned doing sprites. I honestly don't do my own sprites. I mean, I guess I'm doing this one, but, you know, for the most part, either commissions and stuff. How I handle them. Alright, so it's something like that. And you know what? I don't know why, but we should probably just center all of these. Okay. Vary that get parent dot get. So there's one other thing that I didn't realize would have been an issue. Is that when we enter a room, for all of our object nodes, we set process equal to true. And lately, it's technically inefficient to have some of these objects running physics unless we're colliding with them. So I'll have to figure out what to do there. Maybe we'd want to create a variable that checks if this is a process node. Oh, we'll see. Hey, thanks, Neo. Long time no see. I just visited Florida. My mom gave me this cut. Thank you. So let's see. I mentioned this before, but you know, because I turned like because it was recently my birthday. I want to like make this like my best year. So I'm like you know putting myself into second gear or like overdrive. I'm gonna try to finish this game as quickly as possible. I'm aiming for September. We'll see. Okay. So what I think we'll just do here is like if player node before we do that, we're gonna grab the before we do anything, we also want to check if the player is on the wall or like in the slide state. If the player is in the slide state, that's when we're gonna run this this thing here. So let's actually say if player node September next year. What do you mean, Juho? The other thing. Oh, and another thing, Neo, is if I don't finish this game, I'll probably go back to school. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. This is kind of like the pivoting moment. So if this game doesn't do well, I'm gonna give it my best and everything. If it doesn't go well, then I know that maybe I have to pursue something else. I think I'll still do game dev, but I won't give it as much. I won't make it my top priority. But even if I do finish school, I feel like I would still do game dev. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. So if player node dot get what is it dot state is equal to let's see here. Why does it say? Oh. I haven't coded in a while, so it's like I'm a little slow today. Level manager. States.slide. So if we are in the slide state, we're going to grab the player's global position. Well, we're going to tell our player's global position to equal the distance from the player to this object here. So player.global position is going to equal. It's going to be a little weird. It's going to say we're going to say player node dot global position dot distance 2. We'll write self.global position, but it's just global position plus self.global position. So basically all this is saying is like grab our distance to our box here and add that to the player's global position whenever the object moves. And this is only when we're in the slide state. And then technically we're going to want to move this object here. For now, we're just going to move it while the player is in the slide state. So we'll say global dot, or let's actually put it here. Global position is, say global position dot x plus equal 10 times delta. Actually, what we could do, instead of moving it here, we could actually add a physics process. We'll see how that goes. I'm not sure yet. Oh, that's good to hear, Juho. Um, what sort of things are you learning? All right, let's see if this works. I've been putting everything in this room. Let's try. I'm gonna try putting it here. We're gonna have to like redesign our entire demo room, but I'm not gonna worry about that just yet. So let's do, what is it called? Moving box. And for now, we're actually going to make this negative here. To position and move an object, I now kind of want to know what functions and variables are. Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, it's all pretty simple. I mean, all coding really is. Oh, Xbox controller is off. Is like, just if statements, while statements, for loops, and stuff like that. Once you get that part of programming, it becomes a lot easier. Yeah, what's nice about Godot, and I mean engines in general, is that it's simplified coding for us. Like, you don't really have to worry about optimizing your game too much. I recently just listened to a podcast. He's one of my favorite podcasters, Lex Friedman, and what he talked about there was, wait, let's see. This did not work. Oh, because we need to grab. We're gonna say player.global position. Invalid operator float. Because we're grabbing the distance too. Another thing we could technically do is just say player.global. Like, we could just have the player move at this exact speed as well. Oh. Oops. I've noticed if I don't use my keyboard for a long time, or like I've recently been using my laptop to work, and so like it's hard to get used to, like, you get like muscle memory from your fingers, and so like my current keyboard that I'm using compared to my laptop keyboard has the buttons are a little different, or like they're separated differently, so I'll like keep making typos and stuff. But yeah, I was talking about this podcast, and he was interviewing some guy from one of the like OG programmers for Quake and like Doom and all those games, and he was saying how like it used to be that programming used to be a lot more related to like computer science, because you like had to optimize your memory and stuff like that, whereas now you're not bound to that as much. You're like, game development now is like bound to like the creativity of the developer. So it's a lot easier to be a game developer now. So nothing's happening right now. Let's see what's going on there. If player does not equal null, let's just print this out. So it is working, or like we are going through this print statement, but player.state does not equal states.slide for some reason. So let's just do this. Print player node dot state. We're also going to print level manager dot states dot slide. So right now we're at 1 and 5, and if we go here, that's very interesting. Our slide state here is 8, but in our level manager it's 5. Let's see. Oh, it's because we're actually in the climb state, so let's change this to climb. Technically, it should work for slide as well. Alright, so we are sharing that. So global position dot x minus delta, or minus 10 times delta. This should be working. Oh, you know what it is? It should be minus equals. Same with this. You see how slow I am today? This is like, you know, basic stuff. But it's still not working. Global position minus equals 10 times delta. Player node dot global position dot x minus 10, or minus equals 10 times delta. Let me try restarting this room. I don't know. Maybe that's why. No, it's not working properly. Oh yeah, this should be climb. There we go. So you can see it's kind of jittery. Maybe that won't be the case if we increase this by, like, let's try 25. We could also add motion instead. It'd be a lot more smooth. Let's just see. Yeah, it's not too bad. I think we do want to make it a little faster, and we also do. We actually don't want to move it with the global. We could move it with the global position, but we would have to check, like, with Raycasts or something to make sure that it doesn't move all the way, like, through walls and stuff. Because, like, right now, because we're moving it with our global position, it's the collision box doesn't really matter. It technically already is colliding, but I mean, let's try this. The only thing though is that we'd be moving the player's motion if we don't do it this way. Let me try something else. I'm just gonna try 100 really quick. I want to see. Yeah, that's not too bad. We might just keep it that way and add raycasts. Oh. And obviously we kind of want to make it well, we want the movement to be a little bit more dynamic, so like There's something that they did in Celeste where it was like basically depending on where you were on that box, that's how it moved. Or like if you were to press down while you were on that box, you would move. You'd make it go downwards. If you moved up, you'd make it go upwards. I don't know if we want to do that just yet. But I think depending on what side you are, or maybe we want to make it move back and forth. So what we could do here is we can remove this here. And what we'll say is var current direction is equal to, we actually make this an export var. Export var. And we'll say this is only for the x-axis. We'll say this is 1. And then we'll grab, let's do export bar speed. Say it's 100. I'll see you, man. Thanks for stopping by, and thank you. We're also gonna want to grab a max distance. I'm not sure if we want to do this. So what we could do here is add some raycasts, and we'll say, oh, you know what would be another cool thing is that if you're like on the right side and the object is going to the right and it hits like a wall or something, we could make the player die if they collide with the wall. That wouldn't be too bad, but we do need to add raycasts, so let's do that. For now, we're just going to get the left and right raycast. Do 5 here. No. 8, 16. Probably do like 16. So technically we do want to change these values, but I've had issues with changing raycasts. Like they don't update fast enough. So we might want to either create 2 raycasts, or another thing we could do is just check the distance from this raycast. So if the raycast is, we could actually bump it up to maybe 24. Actually, it just needs to be like 1 tile. So what is that? Let's see, +4. No. Let's try 14. -14. And -16. Okay, -16 was good. And then here we'll do 16 as well. And so basically, we're going to want to have these raycasts constantly checking if they're colliding with something. So let's do that here. Let's do onReady. We're also going to want to grab the player's position relative to the box. So, like, if the player's on the left of the box or on the right of the box. Whoa, what happened here? Then these raycasts will do something else. So, I mean, we could do it here. Let's just do that. Var direction to player is equal to vector2.0. Technically, we only have to run this once, but like we're technically checking for it like all throughout the physics process. But I'm not too worried about like optimizing it right now. I just wanted to get it done. So yeah, we'll just run it here for now. Famous last words. This probably won't change for a very long time. But yeah, we'll check for the player's direction, and then over here when we're like actually moving the object, if the player, if the direction to player is vector2.right, then the left raycast is going to check until the distance to the wall is what is that, like, I believe that's 8, so we'll do that. So let's just do match direction. And we could do this all the time, really. Match. And actually, if we exit the player, we should probably say, or if the player is equal to null, let's just say direction is t player is equal to vector 2 dot 0. But this is only working for direction 2 player, so I think by default we want it to work properly. Let me think about this. So what we'll do is we'll have our raycast check for collisions no matter what, but we'll have an if statement checking for these directions to players, and if one of these is true, and we're going into that direction, that's when we'll kill the player. So let's do that instead. Oh, hell yeah, man. I'm glad you like... that's funny. I was literally just talking about that on stream. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, he's my favorite podcaster. I like... Over, like, the past 3 years, I've binged all of his episodes. I got a little bored of him just because, like... I just listen to his stuff all the time, but sometimes I'll just like scroll through his episodes and I'll see something new, and that was something new. So I was like, you know what? Let me listen to this. I actually didn't finish it. I think you're probably more ahead of me on that one, but yeah, it's a great podcast, and it's actually his longest podcast. It's like 5 hours long. He's never done a podcast that long. Hey, how's it going, Shum Rito's World? Yeah, Lex Friedman is great. He's also like very inspirational. So like, if you ever need like something to pick you up in the morning, he's definitely one of those people. Because like he's in the same realm as us. Programming. He loves AI. He loves the topics that we were talking about last night. That's something that he would definitely have with like one of his guests. Actually, this is like one of my dreams is to be on his podcast one day, but I need to be, a little bit more. I need to have a little bit more credibility to my name. I was hoping to be his first, game dev on his show, but it's okay. I'll be the second one. We'll see. Alright, so let's see. So we only need to check for collision when we're going in a specific direction. And do we actually have a... Yeah, we do have a moving direction, so let's do this. Make some easy levels. I actually am making some easier levels. Well, I'm making easier mechanics. Let me see. Will this still work? I don't know if you were here. Shumritos. Let's see if this still works. So I did make this teleporting mechanic. It doesn't look too pretty yet. Like, it's just, you jump through it and it teleports you to another node. We're gonna have to add some like... I do want to improve the user experience with this, just because you instantly teleport and it could be like a little confusing for the player if they just teleport there. So I'm going to add like some freezing frames, or like until the camera catches up with the player. There's going to be a delay there. But let me see. This is the next mechanic that I'm working on, which is like a moving box. Let me see if we can get there. You could lerp the camera to the next portal. I was gonna do that. Yeah, I was thinking. So Godot has like their own camera smoothing option. It's nice if you're not doing pixel perfect art. Okay, so it doesn't work yet, but it was working, but I'm rewriting it right now. So right now there isn't any delay, but it's not a matter of the camera. I actually messed up earlier. It's not a matter of the camera catching up or anything like that. It's more of just like giving the player enough time to like reevaluate what's going on in the level. Because right now the player is always following. I mean, the camera is always following the player like instantly. I did like camera smoothing, but yeah, with camera smoothing, it doesn't look really hot. It's like a little confusing. Like there's like jittering and stuff because like it's trying to like catch up to the player, but yeah, it looks weird. And lerping would fix that, but the thing is, I need to make sure that it like binds itself to a specific pixel. So like sometimes it might be 1 pixel off or like 2 pixels off, but it's better than having that jittering. So yeah, we would have to code our own camera movement. But yeah, right now the camera is just a child of the player, so it's easy to move. Yeah, I do like the camera smoothing or like having some sort of lerp going on there. I just haven't coded it yet. It's kind of like my it's like such a small thing, and I think it would make the game look nicer, but I've just been like there's so many other things I need to prioritize. But yeah, I definitely want to do it. Eventually, I plan on refactoring everything, but I'm gonna do that once, like, everything is polished and the UI looks nice, everything like that. Oh, I see. Yeah, like snap to the goal. Right now, most of our rooms are bound to like this resolution, so it's like 320 pixels. Most of my rooms aren't more than 320 pixels wide. So you'll always have the entire size of the room. The only time it changes is on the y-axis, and you can see right now I'm like doing so bad at my game. But let me see if I can find an example. Oh my god. You can see, I don't know what happened. I took a break and now I'm like so bad at my own game. So yeah, like right here, But yeah, it would be nice to have some camera smoothing there. Yeah, I remember you, Jawad. Oh, you were talking to Ranjan. Yeah, I think Jawad and he's a man of many names, or person of many names. And another thing we might want to do is like have the camera stay bound to like a specific y-axis, and then only when you get to the top is when the camera moves. And we'd have a similar effect to like how they do it in like Mega Man, where like it's only until you reach the bounds of the camera is when it actually moves. We'd freeze the game for like a split second for the camera to update, and then we'd go back. But yeah, I need to definitely like reevaluate how I want the camera to work. Yeah, so right now actually that's not entirely true. Actually, I think this room, yeah, this room you'll notice it actually follows. It is wider than the screen. If I can get across. So yeah, you might notice the camera moves a little bit. Originally, I was gonna keep it the same size for like every room. Well, I really don't know what to do there. Like, obviously it's all subjective, but I do want to create like the best experience for that. And I haven't figured it out yet. Same with this room. But the reason why these rooms are scrolling is because I reduced the resolution. So originally, my rooms were 364 pixels, and now they're 320 pixels. Or actually, no, they're 384 pixels. So these rooms are 384 pixels wide. So originally, yeah, this was the room size, and this was also the camera size, but we've zoomed in a bit. So now the resolution is 320 by 180. And so that's why we have this that's why we have the camera scrolling on the x-axis. Yeah, but it was never the case until now. And I was planning on redesigning the rooms, but at the same time, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to just have it in the game, but figure out what we're going to do with the camera. And god dang, I'm so bad. Alright, I won't torture you guys. Let's finish up this mechanic here. Oh yeah, that was just a simple retexture. I found it like on itch.io, and I was like, hey, this looks really cool. I don't know if it's going to be in the final game. We'll see. But yeah, I thought it looked really cool. It was kind of just like me messing around. But yeah, there were some different versions of that that I found online, and I thought I could make different tiers of enemies. Not enemies that you can kill, but like just enemies that progressively get harder. Or maybe like if they don't see you, they're just a regular eye, and then as they see you, they grow those tentacles out. Alright, so let's see what's going on here. Let's move our player closer to that box so I don't have to keep playing to get there. Oh. You know, I still get that bug sometimes where I don't know what actually fixed it, but it still happens from time to time. I remember I posted on your server, I was like, hey, if you guys ever had an issue with the pressing W and using these to like move around your objects, it kind of just fixed itself. I don't remember what I did, but it hasn't been too much of an issue lately. But it is a bug that's still in the game. Growing tentacles can be wind up. Oh, actually, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. We do want everything to be, consistent with the game. Like, every time you die, the same exact thing should happen if you're in that specific position. And the wind up would be a good tell of that. Oh, thanks, Jonathan. How's it going, man? I am handsome, am I? Aren't I? Let's see. I'm using 3.5 right now. I haven't. They recently updated it to, or I mean, they have the 4.0 beta. John, you're too humble, man. No one could match your magnificent hair and magnificent nose. The nose of a god. Alright, so yeah, we don't have to worry about this just yet. We're just gonna worry about our moving direction. So if our moving direction is -1, we'll have our Raycast check the distance here. So wait, actually, we might want to put this in different functions. We'll keep it here for now. Is it get distance? How do we grab the distance of a raycast? Oh, yeah, John is actually one of my close friends from middle school. We still play video games and stuff together. But yeah, John is a coder. I think I mentioned, like, I had some friends growing up who are also into programming. Yeah, John is one of those friends. Middle school, that is age. Typically, it's age 14. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Age 12 to 14. And John, if you're curious, Runjin is a fellow game developer. He's actually one of the first people I watched when getting into Godot. It's crazy, like, it's all relative, right? But like, because I see you on YouTube, and I like, you know a lot more about Godot than me. It kind of feels like you're like the celebrity in my eyes. Not to like, I'm not trying to feed your ego or anything, Runjin. But like, it's so strange that I feel like we're friends now because like, or like, I don't want to say like we're equals, but it's kind of cool that like I got to know you, and at a certain time you were like this celebrity to me, but now you're kind of boring now because I already know you. I'm only kidding though. Oh, how the hell do we grab distance too? I know we grab it somewhere here. Oh, I think we can grab collision point and then grab that distance to collision point. Or does collision point give you... Okay, this is a global... Okay, so we're going to have to grab collision point and then we grab the distance to that collision point. Alright, so left raycast dot get collision point dot distance to is it dot distance to? We could say dot self, yeah. And then we'll say is less than or equal to 16. And then all we're going to do here is just multiply our moving direction. At least we'll do this for now. Moving direction dot x times equals -1. And then we're going to do the same exact thing for the right raycast. I don't think we put it in our code just yet. Check raycast collision. We'll put that right here. And then for player node.global position, let me think about this. Say self.global position dot x is equal to our moving direction times our speed times delta. And we'll do the same exact thing for our player position. And that should be it. For now, check direction to player won't matter. This is only going to matter when if the player's on the same side as the direction that we're moving. If we hit like a wall or something, we want to make sure that it kills the player. But I won't worry about it right now. Oh, what the hell? It just disappeared. Let me see here. Let's make our speed. I don't know if it's like teleporting. Let's try this one more time. What the hell? Oh, that's why. We're gonna do plus equals here. Alright, so if that works, we're gonna go this way. So raycast.getCollision.distance to self. Let me see if our raycasts. So they only collide with bodies, but these are bodies. But it didn't detect the right raycast for some reason. Let me see here. Let me just see. Oh, the other thing is that no, it shouldn't matter. If we're already moving to the right, we won't check if it's colliding anymore. So change direction. Let's run this again. If right raycast is colliding. The thing is, right raycast shouldn't be colliding unless we rename these wrong. Let me see here. No, this is right. This is left. Invalid function. Distance to on base vector 2. Cannot convert argument. I mean, did we mess up here? Get collision point dot distance to self dot global position. So add an NPC or a monster that teaches you how to play. The only thing is, I don't really want to add dialogue to the game. I want the game to speak for itself. Oh, so it kind of works. The distance 2 is a little too short. That's the issue there. And we also want to make sure that it's not checking the player right now if our raycast hits it. If it hits the player, then this happens. And in terms of adding an extra life, instead of having extra lives, I just like to have like extra checkpoints. So like even in this room, I mean, you could see it in our world here. There's checkpoints everywhere, and the whole point is like, you know, if you're dying here, you just need to keep dying here until you get to this checkpoint right here. One checkpoint's right here, and another one's right there. So yeah, breakable checkpoints. That would make the game harder, and you know, I agree with you. It would make the game harder, but it would be like, I don't know if it's because I've played this game so much, but I feel like it's too easy. And obviously everyone who plays my game, when they're getting into it, they think it's too hard. I think what I'm going to do is have, like, the base game is going to be the same, but if people want to make the game harder or get like a greater score, if they want to break the checkpoints, then they should be able to. Yeah, I know. I think that's something that people like game devs struggle with a lot. It's because, like, I mean, I've been working on this game for 2 years now, and or almost 2 years, and it almost seems like, I mean, you guys might have seen me messing around, messing up a bunch, but I mean, like, if I play it for like a good 15 minutes, I feel like I've got the muscle memory back. But yeah, I know, like, when other people play my game, they're always complaining that it's too hard. But there's this quote, I forgot who it's by. I think it was from the creators of what is it? Like, is it the shit? Who were they called? I mean, I guess the guys from Dark Souls. Like, I think someone complained about the game being too hard, and so they made the game even harder. And I mean, I've mentioned this before. Oh, we gotta fix this. You can't make your game too hard, especially as an indie dev, just because people won't give you the light of day. But I don't know. I think if I make the mechanics nice, or like, I make them responsive and I make them fair, it shouldn't be an issue. But the older, or like the newer rooms will definitely. I'm sorry, not the newer rooms. The beginning rooms will definitely be easier, and then will progressively make the game harder. Yeah. So by the time you get to the hard rooms, you should understand all the mechanics, to a point where it shouldn't be too hard. Like, this room might be a little hard for people, but the respawn is right here. Like, it's barely anything, so you have enough time. I mean, it's not punishing. Same with like any of these rooms. I think the hardest part for people is right here. But the second they get across, the second they get to this platform here, that's already a checkpoint. So if they die, they spawn right there. It should always feel like it's your own fault as to why you died. It keeps it fresh and fun. Actually, that's a good point. And yeah. I would like to make the game feel as fair as possible. And I think, like, sometimes I do die, and I feel like maybe it's something that I did in the code, like with the mechanics. Like, sometimes I feel the player speed is too fast. And there's certain things that people don't get. Another example of that is, like, you could technically move as you hit. Like, sometimes people will, like, let's say we want to get from this spring here across to this one. People will jump on top, and then they'll start moving to the right as they're already on the top, which is like the wrong way to go about it, right? Because you could technically, if I don't stop dying, you could technically start moving immediately after you've hit the spring, and so you have this whole arc to move across. Whereas a lot of people they jump up and then they start moving across, but at that point, once you're already here, you start moving down in this angle, and I think that's like the biggest issue for people. I mean, from like what I've seen when people playtest my game. So I think I need to figure out a better way to explain that you can move diagonally, and it shouldn't be. You shouldn't think like I don't know, like in this grid sense of like. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, that's like one mechanic that I think people have a hard time understanding. Yeah, it's funny. Like I'll watch people playtest my game, and like I know it's your fault. Like you should be able to like explain the mechanic better for these people. But like in the back of my mind, I'm like cursing them out. Like I'm not literally, but it's like I'm like frustrated with them because I'm like wondering like, hey, why aren't you doing the thing that I want you to do?
Why the hell are you not doing the thing that I want you to do? Why the hell are you not? Why aren't you doing the thing that I want you to do? Why the hell are you not? Why aren't you doing the thing that I want you to do? Why the hell are you not? Why aren't you doing the thing that I want you to do? Why the hell are you not? Why aren't you doing the thing that I want you to do? Why the hell are you not? Why aren't you doing the thing that I want you to do? Why the hell are you not? Why aren't you doing the thing that I want you to do? Why the hell are you not? Why aren't you doing the thing that I want you to do? Why the hell are you not? Why aren't you doing the thing that I want you to do? Why the hell are you not? Why aren't you doing the thing that I want you to do? Why the hell are you not? Why aren't you doing the thing that I want you to do? Why the hell are you not? Why aren't you doing the thing that I want you to do? Why the hell are you not? Why aren't you do
But yeah, let's get back into it. Let's close this. So we got it to work. Another thing that we're going to want to do is get the collider. Right now, it'll collide with everything except for the player. Having a ghost demonstrate a hard jump is what I'll do in the future. I was actually thinking of something similar. I didn't know how to implement it. What I was thinking of doing was, I tried this in the past, was actually recording the gameplay and then like literally in a video format, and then putting it, like making it more alpha, like adding more alpha to it so it's like almost invisible, but you'll see a ghost running through. Playing a video though, it doesn't work too well like simultaneously with the game, at least from how I was doing it. So I think I would have to code like, you know, an NPC player, like a, you know, like a fake player doing the same thing. But I don't know how to do that. I would have to like make it so that I'd have to figure out how to record gameplay and then put that input into the like the bot. But yeah, that's something that I didn't. Oh, you have a tutorial? Oh, I didn't know that. I'll definitely check that out. If you could send me a link, that'd be great. And that sort of mechanic would actually work really well with this game, because it's like a ghost. It's already a ghost, and it's kind of like, I was thinking it's kind of like deja vu, where it's like, you know, you've already done, like, I mean, I don't want to spoil too much of the story, but it's kind of like you've been here before, that sort of thing. And so yeah, having a ghost in the game would be ideal. I'll write that down. I'll definitely check that out, Renjin. Awesome, thank you. Oh, that's so cool. All right, so what we'll do here is we're also going to check if left raycast.get collider. Let's do .get. It's not equal. So the only thing with Raycasts is that they only check one object at a time. So if the player is there, it won't do anything, or it won't change the positioning of the player. But that's okay, because once we collide with a wall, we should kill the player anyway. So it won't matter too much. But I'm not going to worry about killing the player just yet. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. You know, I might honestly add that. Oh, and oh, thanks, Shrimritos. I just hope I'm really hoping I don't get banned or anything. So yeah, now it works properly. Right now it only moves when the player is climbing. And you know what's very strange is that on the right side, you know what it is? I think we're checking for left raycast all the time. Yeah, we are. You want to put right raycast here. Left, right. You know, it's weird. But we also want to lower this value here. We want to put it as less than or equal to 8. Let me see if I missed any messages. Why is this channel so underrated? I think it's fine the way it is. I kind of like the small, like, I used to stream a lot on Reddit, and I used to get like a lot of views. Like it was in, I used to get like 500,000 views. But the thing is, like, it's so hectic. Honestly, they both have their pros and cons. Like, one, you get a lot more views, but I think with, like, on YouTube, even though I don't get as many views, the conversations are always nicer. So we get stuck here, and basically what we want to do is, when this happens, we want to kill the player. I won't do that just yet, but it does work. I just want to see. Wait, let's do that one more time. We should also make this faster, so I don't have to keep running this back. Wait, I don't think it went all the way. Oh my god, let's make this go faster. If he did a tutorial or a non-stream video, it would blow up. Oh, thanks. Well, we'll see. I do want to make videos. It's just so much work. Like, I already have so much on my plate. Oh shit, it's very fast. Okay, well, oh, we're gonna die. Okay. So it seems like the collision is fine. You know what it seems like it's perfect here, but then on the right side, it like goes in a bit. I wonder why. You know, speaking of undervalued YouTubers, Runjin has like super great tutorials, and I'm surprised he actually doesn't have as many, or doesn't have more subscribers. Oh, thanks, Runjin. Yeah, that'd be awesome. But of course, it's not required, but I appreciate the support, man. Oh, you've definitely helped a bunch of people. Alright, so we have it working on the left and right. I don't know why. Let me see. It must be something really weird I'm doing on the right raycast here. If it's colliding, if right raycast get collision point done. I mean, it's the same exact code. And the right raycast here is -16. This is 16. I'm gonna try this. If it's less than or equal to 2. Because it actually didn't seem like our positioning changed when we changed it from 16 to 8. Yeah, it's like going into the same exact spot. So it makes me think that it's hitting, it's like going halfway through, so it's hitting the left raycast. You know what it might be? I think I know exactly what it is. Yeah, it's this. We had both of our references there on the left raycast, not the right. So now it should be good. Yeah. This game is first impressions of someone who barely plays a platformer playing my game. It doesn't look too hot. But yeah, there's no expectation. I'm hoping that, like, I should be able to develop the game or like introduce the game well enough for like anyone to play. I know its current state is kind of hard for people, but eventually that shouldn't be the case. All right, so yeah, this works fine now. Another thing I want to try, we might have to mess around with the code if the player, like if we make this object move whenever we want, so putting this here. Oops, not this one. Oops. See how that looks. Oh yeah, that's true. We have played the same exact. I mean, we are developing very similar games. Oh, so what happened here? We died, and then this. Let's see. You know what it is? What I think it is that our original positioning here, direction to. Wait. Self.global position.x plus equals moving direction.x. Times speed times delta. Moving direction x. Oh, the thing is we don't check for raycast collision outside of this. Let's put that here as well. Oh, thanks, Shimritos. Oh, look at that. We're like inside the wall now because of the collision. But yeah, it does look fine. Wait, let me see something else. It's going to be hard to jump on top of this. Oh, there we go. So yeah, it's perfect. We could technically still stand on it. The collisions work fine. Jumping off is fine. We could still... Oh! But that's not good. I think it'll be slightly harder for us to grab this now. Crap. This is... I mean, if we make it slower, that might improve things. Yeah, it would never be this fast. But I do want to see if it's possible. Goddamn. We should put this somewhere else where it's not like... It's not its own task to get there. We'll put it... This might squish the player. I'll put it right here, and we're just going to remove these spikes for now. Nope, that's not what we want. Okay, yeah, so it's a little harder to grab it now. Let's actually just try slowing it down a bit and see if we get the same bug. So yeah, we still get that that thing from... It still happens. If we jump into it, it's not too bad. Let me just see one more thing. Oh, the issue is that if we're in the idle state, we can't actually, if we're in the jump state or in the fall state, it's a lot easier to grab this thing. So let's try timing this. Oh no, it's not the case. Okay. So climbing it on this side, yeah. When it goes to the right, that's when it becomes an issue. And I guess it's just because we're actually colliding with this object. So what I think we could, we could mess around with these layers here. Oh no, sometimes it does work though. So what I think is the issue is that when we're entering this collision state, Well, we could. Oh no, I don't know if that's a good idea. How do you, Shamritas, how do you actually end up here? I'm actually curious, like, is it just on your feed? Or do you, like, I assume it's probably just on your, like, you're on YouTube and it just shows up on your feed? Alright. So one thing we could do is, if the player is colliding with this object, we could say, hey, move the player, but I don't think that's a good idea either. Another thing we could do is change the... I don't know. Yeah, we could technically change the layer of this box. Whenever we collide with the player, that way they don't like clip through each other. Don't know yet. Yeah, that is a thing. Like usually, I only like streaming when like I know what to do. When you get into a case like this where it's like, I mean, it's not, it's like, it's kind of a bug, but it's something that's kind of like also subjective on how you like figure it out. It's it might not be as entertaining, but I don't know. It's usually when something usually like this usually happens. That's when I'm like, all right, guys, I'm heading out. I'll figure this out on the next stream, or like I'll figure it out off stream, and then I'll resume the stream later that day or the next day, something like that. But I would like to figure out. I don't know. I know what the issue is. The issue is that we're not colliding with the player just yet, or like the player's not in the slide state yet, so we're not moving their global position. So as that's happening, we're entering the slide state, and the slide is pushing us through. And then immediately after that, technically we're on the floor here, or I think maybe our Raycast is checking, like is hitting this hitbox here, and so now we're like in the idle state, and you can't go from the idle state back into the grab state. So yeah, like that's the issue. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. That's also a good point. Like, you never stop learning in game dev. Like, you obviously you have experience with things, but it's just like programming is literally just noticing patterns, right? So like whenever you're debugging, like with the right raycast, I was like, oh, like I've noticed that it's not changing on the right side. It must be that something else is detecting it. Like usually, like if I just got into programming, that could take me like 2 days to figure out, or like I might need someone to look at my code. But because I've probably done something similar in the past, it was easy for me to figure out. Right now, we're dealing with something that I haven't really dealt with in the past, so I've noticed like what is happening, but I don't know how to fix it. At least not right now. I mean, one thing we could do is put this back in, like make the box move only when the player's grabbing the box, but I think that's a little boring. Let me think. We could have our this could get ugly, is if we have our player detecting what this box is, and if we are trying to go into the slide state, if we're in this box, we move the player to the left 1 pixel times delta. But I don't really like that idea. But honestly, it might be a good idea, because like that way we can match speeds. And changing the player's physics. One thing I want to check for is that, like, so how my player works right now is we have these raycasts on the player's feet. I want to see if the bug still happens if we disable those raycasts. See these little mini raycasts right here. If I can grab it. Oh no. What is this? Oh, light. Okay. Keep that there. Yeah, programming definitely isn't for the impatient. And yeah, I've been in that same boat. That's why honestly taking a break sometimes is also good, because like you have a fresh mind. Sometimes you put yourself in like a loop, no pun intended, and like you think like there's something wrong with one specific thing, but it was something entirely different. I'm gonna disable this for now. Let's see what happens. Alright, so we are going to get... This is going to mess with our physics right now. Or, like, you might notice we're, like, running around. But it does work now. So, yeah, it was those raycasts that were messing us up. But, yeah, now we're, like, the Flash. So what we could do, the only thing is, if we make it so that the raycast can't detect this, what we could do, I'm trying to think. The thing is, we have that raycast checking for like. Let me see what makes this raycast important. Originally, I had this raycast because moving platforms were kind of an issue, and that's why I added the raycast. And it seems like I use it to also check for friction. But I think we also use it to check Let me see if I could find a room with a wall here. Or, alright, let's try to beat this really quick. So I think it'll be fine here. Oh! Okay, so it doesn't matter. So I think what we'll do is, when we're in the climb state, we're gonna disable those raycasts. Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. And or that's the best thing to do at the moment. Okay. So what we'll do is in our enter, for our climb, we might want to do this for the slide state as well. Let's see what happens in the slide state. If we can get it to work. Ugh. Okay, yeah, it happens in the slide state. Yeah, that's usually how it goes for me as well. Or like you go back into, like, even after, like, you say a month, but like it could be even like a year later or something. Like, you know, you resume like an old project and you try to figure out like what was that the issue before, and then you realize like, hey, like, why was I so dumb, you know? Like, this was such an easy fix. But you know, it's crazy as well is that, like, you know, your brain works while you're asleep, like, or like, you know, subconsciously you figure out things when you're not even thinking about it. Brain is amazing. All right, so I think, yeah, when we enter the slide state or enter the climb state, that's when we're gonna disable this raycast here. So let me grab a reference to them. Right. Let's see. Yeah. Right. Floor check. Left floor check. Another thing we could do is, depending on what side of the wall we're on, if we're on the right, we could make it so that we only disable one of them. It's not too important, at least not right now. I don't see a reason why we'll ever need our raycast while we're in the climb state, but who knows? I'll just keep that as like a mental note. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you can't blame yourself. It's I mean, the fact that you go through that, I go through that, I'm sure a bunch of programmers go through that. It's seems like it's a pretty common occurrence. All right, so left floor. All right, so when we enter the slide state here, we'll say these are getting a bit ugly, and this is another thing I'm going to have to clean up eventually. Do we have a climb state? Yes, we do. And then when we exit either one of these states, technically we usually enter the slide state before we enter the climb state. I am going to disable it. This could mess us up though. Another thing we could do is just if we enter any state other than the slide or collide state, slide or climb state, that's when we'll enable it again. But that's a lot more code, so let's just try this. If it doesn't work, we'll go with the second route. Wait, what? This is the wrong code. Oh, we already did it. Okay, so then, this was on exit state, right? Oh, wait. We want to do this on enter state. Is that what we did? Damn, I'm like super slow today. Yeah, we did. Okay. And then on exit state, that's when we're going to do it. Exit. On slide here. Set this to true. And then the same for climb. Alright, let's see if this works. Hey, how's it going, everything comic? And how's it going, Runjin? How does it look? All right, so yeah, it works now. It's perfect, or is as good as it can be. Another thing I want to work on is like right now when you go into the climb state and you like jump over this this little ledge here, you kind of have to press up right, like on the D-pad, instead of if you just pressed up. Actually, oh, it works right now only because this object is moving towards the left, but typically you would stay, like right now it would fall straight down. Yeah, you know what's crazy? Like after like if you compare your game to how it was like several years ago, it's like crazy how much progress you've made. That's exactly how I feel about my game sometimes, you know? Like if you're like working on it for a really long time, you start to forget about all of the progress you made. But sometimes it's nice to like take a step back and see, wow, I actually did a lot. Alright, so the moving block mechanic works pretty well. I'm going to try it one more time with like a faster speed. Let's try 50. I don't think we're ever going to do 100, but 50 might be pretty good. And then there are some other mechanics I want to start working on, but I might save that for another stream. I think we did a lot today. But yeah, I mentioned this earlier. I do want to start working on the game a lot more. So I'm going to trying to set up some healthy habits. So I'm going to go to the gym after this, and then maybe take a 20-minute nap and then get back into programming. Hopefully I stay true to those words. Oh, and I'll play test through the game. For anyone who has any questions, I'll play through it, check for any bugs, and answer any questions in the meantime. But another thing that I'm going to do is we're going to be renaming the game to Memory. If you guys know the saying Memento Mori, it's kind of like a combination of those words, but it's kind of pronounced memory. It's technically pronounced memory, but I'm pretty sure people are just going to say memory. Also, we need to fix the Z index of our player compared to this spring here. It's like over us. I also have to change the spring. I think I might make it something like a an air portal or something like that. I do really like the spring, but someone else made that, and we kind of ended off on not too good terms. So I don't want to use their assets, just because I'd feel weird about it. I'd recommend shaving off. Oh. All right, that's a good point. Okay, Tei. Let me see if I agree with you. I do see the roboticness that you're talking about. I would love to hire someone to like update the frames, because like right now everything is like the amount of frames that I use for certain animations. They're all different. Like this one, I think is only like 2 or 3 frames. The climb animation, no, it's probably more than that. Like maybe, but max like 6 frames or something like that. And then yeah, like the idle animation. Actually, the idle animation has the most frames, but the transition between those frames might not be perfect. Like the running animation, I think is like 12 frames in total. But yeah, certain things could be nicer. I might not cut it off, but I would love to just add more frames to the game. I'm getting a call. I'll call them back. But yeah, thanks for the suggestion. Okay. Yeah, hell yeah, Runjin. I'd totally be down for that. Let me see the idle animation one more time. It does. I do see the like. It is a little robotic as he's looking down, but it could be just like the transition in the amount of pixels. Like right there, it's like. But I'm not much of a pixel artist, so I don't know how hard it is to fix that. But yeah, I did have a falling out with someone. Oh, and they also made this clock here, and yeah, I would just feel weird. Like, it'd be one thing if he just told me like he didn't want to like work on the game anymore, but like we had a falling out. So, or I don't want to say it was a falling out, but it didn't end ideally, and so I don't want to like disrespect them, if that makes sense. But I do really like the springs, so it's hard to let go of, you know. They also made the background tile, but that's easy to fix. Yeah, it's not too noticeable, but it's definitely something I would like to fix. I want the game to be perfect before we release it, so I probably will have to hire another animator to fix all of these animations. Even like certain jumps, like I feel like they look weird, or like the transit, like jumping from here to here. We could do something about the hair. Like you might notice his hair goes up for a split second. It's so subtle, but it's there. So we have to fix that. So the game plan. Oh, what was I gonna say? Yeah, Renjin, if you want to work out, definitely keep each other like keep tabs on each other. I'd love to do that with some people, or I mean, it would be just you, but yeah, that would be great. Um, and another side note, another thing that I'm working on, or I plan on working on, is adding movable strings, or springs, and we just added the moving blocks, some more particles, update some of the mechanics like the zip line, teleporter, make them look a little nicer, and I think that'll be everything for this demo. Obviously, the level design is something that I have to do, but I'm not gonna work on that. I think I'm gonna work on that on the final month of development, which is going to be um, in November, and then I'm hopefully going to start the Kickstarter in December, at the start of December. Oh hell yeah, let's do it. Keep tabs on each other and everything. You should like set something up with on your Discord. You should do like a specific channel so we can update each other. Or maybe just create a role like, hey, this is the workout role if you want to join. Actually, there's this thing on another server that I'm on. It's called Self Stoic. I actually invited Chev to it. He's in that server right now, and they have this thing called the Steel Pact, where like we kind of just update each other. It's not as personal. Like we kind of just update each other on our workouts and stuff. But it would be cool to do it, like have it more personal and be like, hey, did you work out today? Are you on top of it? Yeah, yeah, hell yeah. We can set it up. I mean, you set it up on your server, and we'll do something like that. I mean, if you're cool with doing it on your server. Otherwise, we can probably just set up another server, and do it there. Yeah, I've added that sort of thing to my game dev server as well. Like we kind of have like, it's more like we have quotes, we share like motivational memes and stuff like that, or videos. Yeah, it's it's something a little extra, but it definitely is nice to like when you surround yourself in that like environment, it boosts up your morale, right? Um, and what was I gonna say? That's sort of like one of the reasons why I like listening to like motivational music, or like I tend to not like sad songs. I do have my moments of listening to sad songs, but like if I'm like trying to code, or like I want to feel I'm pumped up for like an event or something, I like to listen to like music that will like amplify that feeling, just so I'm not, I don't know. So I feel like sometimes these sorts of things could like I mean if you're surrounded by a sad person all the time, it kind of like leaks off onto you. And I mean, obviously you want to help other people, but at the same time sometimes you want to surround yourself by other people that are also in a good mood. And hopefully, if there are other people in a bad mood, hopefully you're I don't know, you can influence them more than they can influence you. Oh yeah, same. I hate programming to music with lyrics. I mean, you might have noticed in my stream, it's all like uh, EDM, or right now we're listening to synthwave. But yeah, it could be some music. Actually, I like listening to music. The only lyrics that I can listen to is like lyrics from like a different language, like Spanish music, or like uh, some Indian music is pretty good, or yeah, just any language that I don't understand, which is obviously most of them. Yeah, same. Unless it's like I sometimes listen to like certain rap songs, and rap music I can barely like understand, or not understand, but like follow through. Like they sing so fast that I can't even sing along with it. and that's kind of fine. But then you're also thinking about the words sometimes, or like trying to decipher what they mean. Yeah, I just stick with no lyrics. I can't listen to podcasts either. I've tried in the past. I would love to like kill two birds with one stone, listen to a podcast and program, but it's not possible. Same with movies. Can't watch movies while I'm programming, unless I'm doing something like art or like designing a room or something like that. That's the only time. But yeah, I'm probably going to head out now. I'm going to hit the gym. Actually, I need to charge my headphones first. But yeah, I'm gonna head out now. And I hopefully will see you guys later today. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. I want to do like at least another 2 hours of game dev today. We'll see. All right.